Okay, Afroman house was wrongly raided by the police. They made a music video using his home security footage of the raid. The police in the video are suing him for defamation. Yeah, so he won the lawsuit. He's got this crazy swag. Raided his home with an illegal warrant with no evidence, backed up by a confidential informant, threatened him and his family, all on camera.
It was Randy.
What they did, searching your house, gave you the right to do everything you
Under the circumstance that I got freedom of speech, after they run around my house with guns and kick down my door, I got the right to kick a can in my backyard, use my freedom of speech, turn my bad times into a good time. Yes, I do. And
Swag.
I think I'm a sport for doing so, because I don't go to their house, kick down their doors, flip them off on their surveillance cameras, then try to play the victim and sue them.
Whoa.
You were at Lisa Phillips's deposition.
So he sued the cops.
Yes, sir.
In your lawyer's office.
Yes, sir.
Same office where you filmed part of that video last Friday.
Yes, sir.
And you saw...
Yeah, Afroman is literally dressed how Japanese people think we do.
how upset she was.
Oh, yeah, sorry, it's the cops sued him. Yeah, sorry. Did I say that he sued them? No, the cops sued him for defamation. But that's crazy that they did.
He was answering your lawyer's questions about how this had affected her, right?
Yes, yes.
And you saw your attorney say,
I can't hear.
do we need to take a break?
Yes.
And you saw her say, no, let's go on and get this over with.
Yes, sir.
You saw all that.
Yes.
You knew she was upset.
Just like she knew I was upset when she was standing in front of my kids with an AR-15 with her hand around the trigger ready to shoot me. Just like she knew I was upset when she cut my cameras. But I'm not a person, she is. So I'm sorry for being a victim. Let's talk about the predator.
So you saw all that. You saw how upset she was. You heard the testimony about her children. You heard the testimony at the depositions about Randy Newland's daughter who came home upset. You heard all that. But you're still posting stuff about it.
Yeah, because I understand it was Randy's fault and all of their fault for coming in my house in the first place. So if they hadn't came to my house, their children wouldn't be saying nothing. None of this would be going home if they had did their research and did things right. So all of this is their fault. And now they want to sue me for their mistake.
He had a oh, that's why you guys keep asking me if I want the lemon pound cake. He had a lemon pound cake on his kitchen and the cops ate it? Bro, if you hear Afroman, what do you think of? You hear this? That's true. That's true. True, Midnight Rider. That is wild.
Is there anything that could change your mind about what you're doing to these deputies?
Is there anything that can change my mind about the fact that they shouldn't have been at my house in the first place? Is there anything that can change my mind about how my money shouldn't have been touched in the first place?
Oh, yeah. And they robbed him. Sorry, there was $5,000 seized from him, but only $4,600 was returned or something.
No.
That's all the questions I have. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Amazing. Dude, he looks so cool.
We did it, America! Yeah! We did it! Freedom of speech! Right on! Right on! Yeah! God bless America!
Yeah!
Power to the people! Yeah!
Like, I know nothing about him, but I want to cheer with him. Like, I'm with you, man. I'm fucking with you.
Yeah!
He's so likable. Cops raid his house for allegedly selling drugs, damage his property, brandish guns on children, turn off his cameras, find literally nothing, steal $5,000, only return $4,600 after being caught. He makes music videos calling them out. Cops sue for defamation. They cry like a baby. An officer suing him broke down in tears as her parody video Lick 'Em Low Liza played in court. Afroman was also beloved by his community. I heard after the cops raided him, his whole community he lived in made fun of the cops that did it. Oh, he's that guy that like all the neighbors love and stuff, that knows everybody in the community. That's so wholesome. I saw another clip of him. Oh, this. He tweeted this.
So you're claiming that is the defamation statement, is that he said he had sex with your wife?
Yes.
Okay. And that's painted you in a false light?
It's caused tremendous pain in my life.
I'll get to that. We have to go through false light first. So does it paint you in a false light?
Yes, that my wife is cheating on me with Mr. Foreman.
But we all know that's not true, correct?
I don't know.
What?
So,
What do you mean you don't know? What? How does it? I don't know. Cop grilled in Afroman defamation case hints he actually doesn't know if rapper had sex with his wife. Oh my god, everybody's memeing them. New Afroman lawyers quote WAP by... I was gonna ask you which organization is that, then I read by Cardi B. Okay, yeah, WAP, yes. While questioning the ex-wife of former officer Sean Grooms.
for how long?
30 years.
Got into the mind of kids pretty well.
Yes.
Who got her haircut.
When they would play Mr. Foreman's song Lemon Pound Cake, did they take that as a literal fact from your observations?
No.
Were they laughing and joking about it?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Are you familiar with the song WAP?
I think I've heard
I'm sorry,
it.
no, strike that. I'm going to give you the complete song
Okay.
and then summarize it because I only want to say it once. Are you familiar with the song Wet Ass Pussy?
Yes,
Is that a rap song?
it is.
Has your students played it in class?
Once, and I asked them to please turn it off.
When they were listening to it, did they think that was fact?
No,
So they didn't think that that was depicting anything in real life?
no.
So you didn't have to teach them that wasn't real?
Right. No, I did not.
Is she his ex-wife?
You've heard the song, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do you believe it's a literal interpretation?
No.
Would you agree it's derogatory towards women?
No.
Even though it says nasty things about them?
Yeah, no. I mean, it's the artist's opinion, I guess. That's the way I feel.
Maybe not an opinion you like, but...
Yeah.
So, Ms. Grooms, Foreman's posts
Thanks, Chad.
about Sean or any of the general posts about the Adams County Sheriff's Department as a whole affected your life any at all?
No.
Would you believe it would have affected your life while you were married to Sean?
If it had any effect, I guess that would be the time it
No.
would have an effect.
But as his spouse, you would have expected it.
Yes.
Okay. And I don't want you to go into too many details, but is it fair to say that Mr. Foreman, the posts about the police department, everything had not a damn thing to do with your relationship between you and Sean and why it came to an end?
No, it did not.
Bro, she rolled her eyes there. She's like, nah. I did not have any effect on our divorce. Wow, I can't believe they got the ex-wife to testify against him. They must really hate each other. Yeah, they must really hate each other.
So the posts never affected your life, never affected your marriage?
No.
Okay. So any statement to the contrary would be false?
Yes.
Okay.
Afroman is in an absolutely hilarious case with the Adams County Sheriff's Department in what is a battle between First Amendment protections and what is defamatory. We're going to get that today on The Legal Mindset, where we teach you to be your own judge. Of course, I am Andrew Esquire, American attorney, and this is a Fast Facts video, the quick and dirty version of the latest in legal news. So for those of you that may not know, the defendant in this case is, of course, one Afroman, Joseph Edgar Foreman, of the famous hit back in the day of Because I Got High. Well, in
Why can't we make him a politician? You know? Why are we making Logan Paul going into politics? Why can't we make Afroman? He looks way more fun.
In this case, he is now getting in it with the Adams County Sheriff over a botched raid on his house. And to introduce them, they are the plaintiffs here in the parody depiction, as Afroman shows you in his video, which we're going to watch a little bit of later in this segment. And these sheriffs are mad based on these depictions that he has made of them. Some of them, such as Officer Pound Cake, cake over here. Another one's a hunchback. They've got all sorts of different depictions, some of them a little bit worse than others. And that's why they ended up in court with him today. Now, rapper Afroman has a house in the Adams County, and this house was raided based on a tip of narcotics and kidnapping. They had some informant that said, hey, there's narcotics, there's kidnapping victims. And
no, but you guys don't get it. Like, if content creators are going into politics, that's our pipeline. That means there is a real shot at world domination. So, like, I stay in content creation, and then I run for president, and then I do a coup where I seize power and then become dictator of the world. See? You see the vision now? We're getting there. Like, it's happening. It's actually happening, chat.
the kidnapping was based on a quote-unquote dungeon basement that he had, allegedly. And so they went in and got this warrant from a judge and went into his place.
Wait. Hold up. They can raid you for your basement dungeon? Fuck. Fuck. Okay. I gotta send a few Discord messages. Alright, mods, out. Out. Get out of the dungeon. I mean basement. I mean room.
While he was not there. He was in Chicago at the time. Now his wife was present, and he did have security cameras. So there's footage from those security cameras, which he uses later in parody videos. And that's really the subject of this today. But when they went in there during that search, not only did they find nothing, there were no kidnapping victims, there was no narcotics, there was no, tons and tons of drugs, of anything, marijuana, cocaine, whatever, none of that stuff. But they smashed up his front door, his front gate. They searched his entire house. They took cash, and there's a big dispute about the amount of cash they took because, according to Afroman, $400 is missing. They said they gave him back. It was about $5,400 according to Afroman, $5,000 according to them. According to their internal investigation, they did not misplace any cash. But once again, this is a situation, if you know the police situation with cash is very easily palmed or easily taken, and oftentimes there are huge corruption issues when it comes to cash. This can come up in, for example, drug cases where people are dealing with a lot of cash and just the cash disappears, or the cash goes to fund the county, etc., or just slides off. But that cash is a big subject of debate here because Afroman and his
Well, is a house raid the same as a SWAT call? So let's say somebody does a fake SWAT call. Is that the same as like a house raid? Do they need
position thinks they stole that money? So there was no actual findings at all. It was totally bunk. So Afroman, being incensed about this, being mad about this, took the surveillance footage of the raid and made parody videos mocking the police. Now, these parody videos, the officers did not like them at all. So if you go to his channel, you can see...
Yeah, but it's his own footage, though. In a private property, so doesn't he own that? Oh, they're just calling it a house raid because they supposedly had a warrant to breach the house and search it. In theory, yes, but usually raid have smaller force. Okay, thank you. A raid on a house could be caused by a swatting the sense of a false call to police, because they say they had an informant. Oh, I see. They can take my life, but they can never take my lemon cake.
These over here, and he has almost 1 million subscribers here, probably getting a lot more recently. But all of these videos here, a lot of them go through individual officers, like Officer Randy Walters, Brian Newland, Sean, Lisa, all through this. Officer Pound Cake, because the guy looked at he was kind of a little bit more of a husky individual, and he was looking at that cake like he was real hungry. He goes through a lot of these different videos and mocks them individually. But what we're going to review today is one video where he reviews the raid kind of footage as a whole, and it goes over several of the officers, and it kind of explains, when you see this video in the portion I'm going to show you, why they are suing. So we're going to go break that down step by step here right now. So here is the video. It's titled called The Batter Ram Hymn of the Police Whistleblower by Afroman. And of course, you can check this out on his channel. Like you see, I'll put that link in the description. But we're going to go and break this down, and I'll show you the points at which I think the defamation is there and the clear parody. Of course, I think the depictions here, probably parody. The only ones that might be a little bit more troublesome are when you see, hey, there's a prison uniform. So, okay, is this guy in a prison? And this individual over here,
No way they had the cops listen to the whole music videos again, like actual mental torture in court. Do you have those clips?
think we're pretty clear about what this accusation is right here, which if you make that sort of accusation, you better be pretty on point. Let's continue.
Okay.
Very catchy, by the way. And a point matter, I do like his suit.
Mine eyes seen the corruption of the ad.
So starting off here, showing them what he alleges as stealing cash. So one of the big things is calling them thieves. Calling someone a thief is potentially defamatory. Now, under his opinion, that cash was counted wrong. Their internal investigation may have said that was clear, but that's a big subject for debate and one of the subjects of the case.
Some county cops stealing money, stealing cake when they make they traffic stops. First they screw.
I don't know whether the officer actually took the cake, but he looked like he wanted to take the cake. And they did at one point unplug the security cameras. So it's very possible he did take a slice of the delicious lemon pound cake at subject here.
Afroman is gonna screw ya. My proof's on the internet.
He did let all the footage out on the internet. So all that's out there, and all of that is permissible because that's his home surveillance footage. Police have no reasonable expectation of privacy in that footage whatsoever.
Mine eyes have seen informants get busted with felonies.
So he better be pretty sure about that, but seeing that he pulled this up right here and showing her booking, it assumes he's telling the truth about that. So if that's true, if this informant actually was booked for a felony, that's not defamation, right? That's straight up just the truth.
Tell the cops I'm a kidnapper and I sell a lot of keys. Raid my house and then get pissed, cause the dungeon don't exist. My proof's on the internet.
Of course, he's referencing the basement dungeon where he allegedly had kidnapping victims, which didn't exist.
My gate don't operate and my door is on the floor.
So there you go. So that's legitimate. That's a very legitimate grievance. If they knocked down his door, they battering rammed his door, they broke his gate, that's a legitimate grievance. He's owed compensation for that by the police.
My camera's disconnected. Lisa Phillips is up.
Okay, so now let's put it here. That one of the female officers is suing for her depiction, the sexual depiction of her and that depiction. So that one is one that's more amorphous. That's one that.
Who cares? You're like a nobody. Like nobody will recognize you. You don't have a reputation to destroy.
Especially if you look at it in the context of rap music, in the context of artistic speech. That's something very, very common. So it's dicey. That's a very dicey claim, but that's one thing the female officer is suing for.
They vandalized my property. My money came up short.
Legitimate from his perspective, that's vandalization of property. That's a legitimate claim, right? So calling them, saying that, hey, they vandalized, that's a crime, right? Vandalization. But that's also his perspective looking at what they did to his property. So that one, I think that's going to fly because you've got that right there. You've got, hey, this door went down, the gate's broken. There you go. He thinks the money's up short, right? Their internal investigation doesn't. He does. That's a matter of debate.
They're the predators and the victims, and they're suing me in court.
Close word there, very close with defamation. You got to be careful with predator because that can be very dicey. But probably, and you can say he meant that in the context of their.
Because predator is a criminal thing. If you accuse somebody of a crime, you better make sure that it's true. And we're seeing that in the Emerald Miskiff case.
Preying on people.
Brian Newland is a flag.
Now we're getting into more spicier accusations, right? And this guy is in the current court case, which is going on right now, is one of the ones that testified as to defamation.
William is a pet.
There's the bomb. There's the bomb. So you show the guy in the you show the guy in the prison orange. So what I would assume is you've got some information on this. But that is one that you drop, the hard P. You drop that accusation, you better be able to back that up, right? Or have some reasonable basis for backing that up. But I would assume, based on showing that jumpsuit and in other videos which I've watched, he's got people testifying as to these people's character, etc. So based on those things combined, but that's one we hear on the internet a whole lot. We hear it being dropped, and that is per se defamatory. But if you've got truthful statement, if you've got truth behind that, and you're able to back that up, then it might fly, right? But that's one of the reasons that he's probably in court as we speak.
If I'm telling folks the truth, how come I have to go to trial? Newland's and kids, that's true. Now
that once again, that's pretty defamatory if it's not true. But he's saying, hey, it's true. The proof is out there. So the assumption is he's got something to back that up, and he's going to show that in court. So you got.
So do the police have to pay for the damage for the door then? That's also what I'm wondering.
Guys now see the spiciest pieces of the accusations. You've got accusations of theft. You've got accusations of deviant behavior, criminal records. So that's why this thing is proceeding. So the case law is pretty clear, once again, that officers have no expectation of privacy when they're conducting raids. That is not something that they can expect to remain private. And the surveillance footage can be freely used.
Yeah,
so when the officers sued, they sued for a whole basket of things: defamation, false light, invasion of privacy, right of publicity, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Now, as public officials, they have the duty to prove malice. So just like public figures, like internet figures or celebrities or people on the news, they're treated with the same higher standard of having to prove actual malice, which is very, very difficult. Now, because of that, and because of the case law, the judge dismissed outright the right of publicity and commercial use claims. So about half the claims were kind of knocked out, but they kept the defamation, false light, and some of the invasion of privacy claims and allowed those to proceed to trial. This is one where, once again, it's civil court and this is not criminal, so the standard is a bit lower. I think if you thought about this in a criminal sense with like beyond a reasonable doubt, then there'd be no chance at all, right? But on some of them where you have to kind of go into more of the facts, you have to go into more of the details. Okay, well, what information did you have to lead you to believe that this was true? You can see how this may have ended up in court. And the trial's going on right now in Adams County, so we're going to be following that as it develops. And it's an interesting balance of First Amendment right to criticize law enforcement against the officer's privacy and reputational interests. So from the officer's argument, the specific terms are arguably defamatory from their perspective. So they argue the words like thief, the hard P. We all know that one is defamation per se. So that's one. Anywhere you drop that, you better be very, very sure before you drop that. Then calling someone a white supremacist. Now that one is more difficult to prove, and that's one that most case law is against. But the officers are saying that's a problem for them. I don't think they're going to get anywhere on that one. Criminals camouflaged by law enforcement. Now that one, calling them criminals, potentially it's up in the air. Now some of them might be criminals, right? And some of them might have a previous criminal record, which would make that indeed a truthful statement. They also said offensive comments about a female deputy's gender, sexual orientation, voice, and appearance are alleged. But once again, that's an area where you don't see a lot of claims, and if you put it in context, it's going to be very difficult. And they're arguing actual malice on all of these things. However, Afroman comes with a very strong defense. First Amendment, first and foremost, artistic and political speech. This is his artistic creation, and also opinion and hyperbole, particularly in the context of rap. And you have to go in the background of rap. He's a rapper. Now, you may argue that song you just heard was not rap. Okay, whatever. We're not getting into whether or not that's rap or whether that's just a parody song, whatever it is. But in the context of general music, people say a lot of hyperbolic things about other people. If you listen to rap music all the time, you know that, the morality of people's sexual behavior and their partner's sexual behavior is definitely something that comes up, particularly in rap music, particularly in America. So that is something that I think is a super strong defense. Also saying no actual malice because, number one, he's looking at surveillance footage and saying this is what they did, or this is my perception of what they did, and it's a reasonable perception. Hey, if his pound cake is missing, you can call him Officer Pound Cake because the pound cake's missing, right? Or the cash is missing. hey, it's cash. You stole it, therefore you are a thief, right? That reasonable interpretation of that. The substantial truth and newsworthiness of this, because most of it is true, even if there may be details of it that are not exactly true. And then saying there's no real harm to them, meaning the only harm is from the raid footage getting out of what actually happened, and that doesn't look good for the officers. So saying the officers don't look good because they went in on a bunk search and they just behaved in an inappropriate way. And that's the real harm to them, is their government misbehavior. It's not actually the parody video, which is just basing it on that in a mocking way. So my judgment here is that the Afroman case is hilarious, but also important for the line when criticizing police. And it's a very, very important case, because we want to be able to criticize our government in all aspects when it goes wrong. Criticism like this, parody videos, is a non-violent way to criticize, which we want to promote in America.
Yeah.
We want to promote in free societies, non-violent ways to criticize the government, to publicly shame them. And really the only criminal claims that Afroman made against police, the accusations that are really criminal, like, for example, dropping that hard P, those are probably the ones and the reasons why he's in court. If he didn't say those specific things that were a little bit more on the criminal side, he probably wouldn't be in court at all, because it would be just something that was dismissed at a prior period in this trial. However, I do strongly believe that bad actors should be publicly humiliated, and parody is an amazing way to do that when they cross the line, particularly for law enforcement. So I'm going to be watching this case and how it develops, and I will let you guys know as it plays out. Let me know what you guys think about the Afroman case and parody in general. And do not forget, we also have a giveaway for the Cabbage plushie. So if you want to get one of those, you can check out the description below, and that will be pinned in there. Until next time, see ya.
Aw, okay. Apparently there's another video with more clips, the Moist Critical one. We need the court clips in there.
Man, I haven't had a giggle quite like the Afroman trial has
Whoa,
delivered.
whoa. Wow! Whiplash, why are you not wearing the white t-shirt? What the fuck is wrong with you? Go change right now.
I have been getting tickled all day watching this trial and catching up with what I had missed previously on Dragon Ball Z from yesterday in the trial. It's just concluded, spoiler alert, Afroman completely won. And I mean, it was a complete victory here. He got him with the Mortal Kombat fatality in the courthouse here. The fucking police officers that were suing him are licking the toilet bowl clean after he shit all over them.
Oh my God.
I'll show you the clip of the ruling in a moment here. For those that don't know, Afroman's house was raided a few years back under suspicion of kidnapping and narcotics. They found nothing. It was a complete sham. It was a load of barnacles. And Afroman had security cameras set up on his property, so he caught all of this on film, and so he started to use some of that footage to make music, insulting them, ridiculing them, making fun of them, turning this misery into some boner jams for his art. And the officers that he has made songs about and made fun of got really upset. They got super sore about it, so they filed a defamation lawsuit against him. And the lawsuit has made it all the way to court, and now it's settled, but we got to witness what has to be one of the most entertaining court cases ever broadcast.
In my opinion, I fucked his wife doggy style. He said it like they were facts.
I don't know how the jury just didn't erupt into laughter numerous times throughout this case. There are so many moments just like that. So he has made a lot of songs and a lot of clips all about this raid and making fun of these officers. And I can't believe at no point throughout this process did the officers think, this is a bad idea. More people are going to find out about this. And that's exactly what happened. Huge Streisand effect here. So many people are learning about Afroman and the new songs he made about these officers through this defamation trial that's gone to court. So now the songs are blowing up all over again. So will you repair my doors? Over 9 million views. Lemon Pound Cake is probably gonna start charting on fucking Billboard at this point. This one's going nuclear right now.
Lehman pound cake. It's probably a banger.
And it's in part a large thanks to these officers being such fucking bumbling, drooling imbeciles that they actually tried to sue Afroman for defamation because he hurt their feelings through making fun of them in these songs. I gotta tell you, sports fans, if the officers were upset before, they're inconsolable now. Unless they have a humiliation fetish, they're probably not feeling too great about how this one's gone down, because everybody is making fun of them even more so now. And honestly, this whole case is fucking ridiculous. Like, anyone should look at this and obviously not be on the side of the officers here, because this is so absurd.
It's
really,
dumb.
Afroman said it best while in court.
Fact. They never should have came to my house in the first place. Fact. If they
I love that he just... Fact.
hadn't came to my house, they wouldn't have put themselves on the video camera and in my music career. All of this is their fact. All of this is their fault, and they have the audacity to sue me. These people and you are the predators and the victim at the same time.
So
Whoa,
what they did,
the audacity to sue me.
searching your house gave you the right to do everything you
Under the circumstance that I got freedom of speech, after they run around my house with guns and kick down my door, I got the right to kick a can in my backyard, use my freedom of speech, turn my bad times into a good time. Yes, I do. And I think I'm a sport for doing so, because I don't go to their house, kick down their doors, flip them off on their surveillance cameras, then try to play the victim and sue them.
Amen.
Whoa, let him cook! Hold up, let him cook! That came from the heart too.
I think that about sums it up. He has the freedom of speech to make fun of these officers. They are public officials. They went onto his property, breaking his shit, apparently even disconnected some of the security cameras, which I feel like that should be completely illegal to disable, lawfully put up security cameras around one's own home. I think, and it seems court agrees, he was well within his rights to be making fun of these officers and using the footage of that raid in the subject of his songs, making fun of them, joking around, whatever he was doing with that music, using them. There should have never been a defamation case that went this far in the first place, but the fact that it did was a fucking slam dunk for comedy. So, let's dive into some of the highlight moments here from the court case.
So you're claiming that is the defamation with your wife,
Mr. Walter.
You're solely being painted in a false light due to Mr. Walters saying he had sex with your wife.
Mr. Walters does have sex with his wife. Mr. Foreman doesn't.
Good catch on that.
Yeah.
So you're claiming that is the defamation statement is that he said he had sex with your wife.
Yes.
Okay. And that's painted you in a false light.
It's caused tremendous pain in my life.
I'll get to that. We have to go through false light first. So does it paint you in a false light?
Yes, that my wife is cheating on me with Mr. Foreman.
But we all know that's not true, correct?
I don't know.
Fucking plot twist of the century. Game of Thrones writers could never. The subversion of my expectations during this segment cannot be overstated. My jaw was on the floor. So I was already kind of giggly, kind of kicking my feet in my little chair when he was like, listen here, bub, Mr. Walters does have sex with his wife. Mr. Foreman doesn't. Mr. Walters, me, does have sex with his wife. Raw, if you needed to know. What you think of that, tough guy? Yeah. And then, when he's like, so, yeah, sorry about that, misspoke. So, the defamation is, you know, Mr. Foreman doesn't have sex with your wife, and we all know that's untrue. And he's like, I don't know. The lawyer was stunned. Like, the lawyer just went radio silent, I think actually blue screened when Randy Walters, this is Randy Walters, by the way, I forgot to mention his name, star of Afroman's hit song, Randy Walters is a son of a bitch. So he's now on the stand, and he had a crazy mic drop moment when the lawyer's like, and we all know the claim is untrue about him having sex with your wife, and Randy's like, I don't know. So it seems like he actually thinks Afroman might have fucked his wife or something.
Is he
So now
fucking
he's on
stupid?
stand, and it only gets worse from here. It looks like he starts to get angry at his wife about the claim.
What?
Wait, you don't know if your wife's cheating on you or not?
You want to go there?
No, I just want to ask that question because you said we don't know. I just
Been with that
want to
woman since middle school.
I know.
I would hope she wouldn't. But you know
Oh
what?
my god.
Once somebody puts it out there for their fun and entertainment, it's out there. And it's a problem.
So it's something we cannot verify the truth of?
Oh my god, his face! He's fucking seething! What? The entire court case was actual cinema? He's
Is it a-
molding.
Thing that can be verified, true or false?
Ask your client.
He thought he was playing chess, but he was actually just
Ask your client! No, I think he didn't want to admit. I think he felt like if he responded to the question saying, no, obviously I know this is not true, but other people don't know. He should have just said that. But instead he's like, I don't know. I don't know. He's so fucking stupid. Ask your client. Maybe he does actually not know. I'm so confused.
playing with his own butthole. I don't know what strategy Randy Walters was cooking up there in the noodle, but this is stunning stuff right now. He was giving him like a layup. He's like, all right, so the claim is untrue, right? And he's like, I don't know. I would hope my wife isn't cheating on me. We've been together for fucking years, but now that he's made a song about having sex with my wife, well, maybe he is. And maybe she's cheating on me, and maybe I hate her for it. We'd have to ask Afroman about that. Because now it's put out there, and now it's giving me a lot to think about. Like, it looks like he starts to stew, like steam there about it. I really don't know what happened there, but oh my goodness gracious, when I tell you I was laughing, I was belly laughing when this guy started saying that. And you could hear the lawyer kind of switch on to like okay, this is weird, but I'll play along mode, where he's like, okay, so you're saying we can't verify whether or not this is like a true or false claim, it's not verifiable info? Because if he's gonna try and say that this is defamatory and then turn around and say that he doesn't know if it's true or not, how the fuck can you say it's defamatory? Like, it's an outrageous tactic? I don't know what else to call it from Randy Walters here. It was mind-boggling.
Who briefed this man before sending him to the fucking cross-examination stand? Or whatever that's called. Who briefed him? Did they tell him to say that? Or did he throw? Oh my god, they're making her listen to the song! They're making her listen to the song! That's fucking evil!
As you can probably gather from the song here, this is an officer involved in the raid. Her name is Lisa. According to Afroman, she even disconnected one of his surveillance cameras. I bet she's really regretting not bringing a fucking EMP device there to blow them all out, so that way, you know, the songs never got made. But here she is taking the stand in court, and boy howdy. So they're playing the Lick 'em Low Lisa song, which is one of Afroman's tracks dedicated to her. He made songs for like every single officer in the raid. So they're playing her song, her ballad, and she starts crying during it. And they play the whole song as she is like, you know, tearing up. I don't think they're legitimate tears. I think these are crocodile tears designed to try and garner sympathy from the jury, like, oh, look at the toll this has taken on her. So I think that's a little bit of acting there, and trust me, I know acting when I see it. I don't like to usually bring this up all that often, but I actually starred in the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1.
I knew he
as
was
the
gonna say that.
Hospital helper, not a big
I knew he was gonna say that. Everybody's seen this video, Charlie. Fuck.
deal. I don't really think about it that much anymore. Point is, I know when someone is playing a character, and right now she's playing the sobbing, traumatized officer who is being unjustly made fun of in a song, a very silly track. Like, it's ridiculous. They play the whole song too. They sit her right there like it's a fucking Fine Bros React segment, and they make her listen and watch the entire thing. I don't understand why, to be honest with you. I feel like he probably could have just played like the first minute,
I don't get
minute
it.
and a half, and I think the message gets across. It's a song making fun of her, talking about like how Lisa eats a lot of pussy and, you know, not taking her job all that seriously. Like, I feel like you probably don't need to play out the whole song, but the fact that they did is comedic gold. So the cameraman even pulls off it there for a little bit just to show like the whole scene in the courtroom. And I'm very curious what the jury was doing. Like maybe they were stomping their feet and snapping their fingers to the track, because it kind of makes you want to groove a little bit. It's got just like a real like classic feel to it. And then it pans to Afroman.
Stop. He's jamming.
Somebody give this cameraman a raise. That is incredible camera work right there. As you can still hear Lisa sniffling and trying to get more tears out, it pans to Afroman as the song is still playing, by the way. And he is just sitting there staring a hole through her. He is just unflinching, just staring at her. I erupted.
Okay, if I ever get sued, like, remind me to wear sunglasses in court. I feel like that's the play, right? You get to stare at anybody, but they don't get to see your eyes. That's the play.
Into laughter with that camera pan to Afroman. And now, it doesn't stop there. As she's still on the stand, they didn't just play the track or anything. They also just started playing some clips that he made making fun of her. Almost as like a non sequitur. They just kind of pull it out of nowhere. Like, can you pull up another insult here real quick? This one, the jury's gonna love this one.
Why though?
Next one. Which number is this?
Number 21, and it's a video.
Lieutenant, look below, Lisa. Stop looking at pussy back there. That's your problem. You always look at pussy and you don't even know how many pussies you've licked. You don't even know how many video cameras you've been disconnected.
Why is it on TikTok? Evidence number 1. Oh my god.
That was 21?
Yes.
Did you see that video when it was posted?
Yes, sir.
Let's go to the next one.
Yes, next one, please. They got a whole folder here to go through. They got her posted up there like it's a Comedy Central roast. They don't even like go in there and really talk about it all that much. It's just, yeah. Did you see this one when it was posted? Yes, Your Honor. Did you make sure to leave it a like and a thumbs up? Did you leave a comment as well for engagement? Okay, just checking. I'm gonna be honest. Like I get why it's there, trying to show like, you know, he's insulting her a lot or like defaming her by making fun of her a lot. But like these are just short clips of him taking the piss. He has a right to do that. Like, all you're doing now is just showing a bunch of insults directly to the person being insulted and maybe making some people on the jury laugh. Like, truly incredible strategy, I've got to say. Again.
Wait, that was from her defense attorney? Like, this bit is her defense?
All of this hoopla with the defamation lawsuit from the...
Or actually, they're the one, like, attacking him. They're the one suing him, so that's her attorney. That's her side showcasing these. Yo! Are they dumb?
Officers have done nothing but further humiliate the officers and put a bigger spotlight on it.
Sean, you were called Officer Pound Cake by Mr. Foreman?
Multiple times.
You
received hundreds of pound cakes at work from different people.
Okay. And the context of that name comes from a music video that Mr. Foreman created, correct?
I don't know where he got it at, but you'd have to ask him that question.
Okay. Well, I'm going to play what's marked.
Okay.
All his handles.
Stop it there. So you've seen Exhibit D, right?
Mm-hmm.
You would admit that's you with the glasses walking by a lemon pound cake on the counter?
Yes.
To be honest, this is probably the best promo any artist could ever hope for. They played like all of his greatest hits here from this whole saga directly to the people he was making fun of, and left in all of like the links and the promo and like the calls to action pushing to Afroman's socials. Like, you could not,
and it was televised, like,
pay for this kind of marketing. It's too effective. Like, oh my god. So they play the entire Lemon Pound Cake song to Officer Pound Cake, and they're like, yeah, so that's you, right? That's why they call you Pound Cake, brother. And he's like, oh. Like, oh, this whole trial was, it was amazing. And thankfully, it has a happy ending as well. The cherry on top of the Lemon Pound Cake. Afroman won. The First Amendment won.
In all circumstances, the jury finds in favor of the defendant. No plaintiff verdict prevailed. So the matter will be concluded with defense verdicts. Thank you,
none of them.
Mr. Klingler. Thank you, Mr. Osborne. Thank you to the court staff and the Sheriff's Department for security in the building. And we'll go ahead and stand in adjournment.
You love to see that right there. So they were looking for a lot of money from this case from what I can see online. Doesn't seem like they'll be getting a single penny.
Nope.
Nothing at all here except for further humiliation. What an incredible defamation case. Fucking Goof Troop here really came after him. Didn't work out. Those officers were really upset about the songs, and now they got a lot more to be upset about, I think. I had to talk about this. This shit had me laughing hard today. So, anyway, that's really about it. So, yeah.
No, he didn't cover the ex-wife clip. Dude, we watched it. But is the ex-wife the one that he was claiming was sleeping with him? Dude, she was his only witness. Afroman's only witness was one of the deputy's ex-wife. She was a witness to support the case that it was just entertainment. That's crazy. Okay, that's another one. Yeah, she hates him though. She completely threw him under the bus. And they're like, have you ever heard of the song Wet Ass Pussy? Like, just hearing this mentioned in the court case was fucking hilarious. Like, these guys, because of this court case, everybody knows about these songs even more. Everybody's gonna meme them even harder because this is the internet. And you look affected. And on top of that, you're affected because of memes. That's like the worst thing you could do. Hey, you! Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell button. And I'll see you in the next video.